Hello there, I'm Aldrahill, and welcome back to some victorious with Prussia, or rather Germany. We're currently trying to survive against a war with Russia. We could actually peace out right now. I have no desire to. I am very much considering cheating in extra jingoism. I hate that I can't add a war goal, even though I'm winning the war. So I'm just going to look up the cheat. Jingoism cheat. There we go. It's so I just don't understand this mechanic. I'm extremely fine to cheat this away. It's an old game. You gotta cheat it. Event 4407. Our people are weary. Our nation is hungry. There we go. Because it's just so stupid that you can't, you know? It doesn't make any sense. So we could now... I have the war score, so... Against them I have 51. So for example, I could acquire a state. I could acquire a state. That'd be funny. That would be fun. Because there are some actually pretty decent states in the Netherlands. I mean, well, this is cattle, wheat, and... No, are there? Because it would only be in Zeeland or Friesland. I couldn't get Holland because it's their capital. So it would get me coal, cow, and fish. And it would get me a western port and more Belgian access. Oh, baby. It would mean I could take Vlaanderen, which is cattle, coal, and stuff like that, and get me more French borders. Oh, more French borders. So I'm actually pretty tempted to do that, to try and take a state from them. Yes, it is 11 infamy, right? At 0.8 a year, 0.08 times by 12, it's only 1 infamy a year-ish. God, really? Yeah, it's 08. Oh, man. So that would be another 11 years that I couldn't do anything. It's far better to let the infamy go down to a level where I can justify it to get rid of it. So there's no point doing that. So we'll just wait. I might do reps. Demand operations from no text for key. Fine. Just because the peace, I think, is worth it. There we go. And so this money is going to be kind of fueling our economy. Basically, as people try to fight me, I can punch them in the face with reps. Now, I am really tempted to try and take something from Russia. I could make them release a country. But it's so much war score. So I will probably just go reps instead. It's probably the wiser course of action, you know. Oh, Jesus, I forgot to help them. Hey, gaslight. It's factor 3-bit like tech. Nice. There we go. War score. Okay. Come on. All right. Let's help these guys out. We can probably peace out now. They would not accept the offer. Oh my goodness. You're going to regret that, my milado. You're going to regret that. I assure you. We'll send another 42 that way, and we've got the Netherlands taken care of now. They're not going to bother us. So what we can do is we can just keep our stacks on the French border in the event of French invasion. Although we actually also need to keep it on the Belgian border as well. They are probably the biggest threats. Italy is a problem too, but you know, we'll see. God, some of these states are nice. Oh, hello. You wish for the sweet release of death. I am happy to oblige. Oh! 4 war score. Alright, there we go. Command reps. Beautiful. So now, as we're at peace... Oh, there it is. It's 1-5. So now, infamy goes down a rate of 1.8 per year. And I only need to go down by 12. So it's not even 5 years. Ah, brilliant. Okay. Not even that. So let's just go right down with that. And remember that we are... Look at that. Look how much money we're making from war indemnities. The reason I'm doing this is I fear other countries trying to attack me constantly. So I'm trying to basically just build up a surplus of cash deposits so that were I to be attacked once more, everything would be kosher. We can also just kind of start to move troops to the west. Remember that Britain does still, in fact, have a truce with me until 66. I might actually be able to get my infamy down by then. I could also commission a warship for some reason. I've never understood this event. We need a strong navy capable of commissioning warships. Fine, I guess. Don't really know what that does. I've never had it do anything. Ooh, gain prestige. Wait, isn't America my friend? No, they've allied France. Oh dear. I want to recognize the CSA. Oh, they've lost. They've lost though. Americans, 6%. Can I help them? I give them subsidies. Here you go. Here you go, buddy. You're gonna lose though, but you know, worth a shot. They're working their way up though. Oh, they got the capital. They got the capital siege. They might win. They might actually win. Right. We're grinding away with troops. Very much the goal here. Trying to expand. Population is growing nicely. We're at 16.55 thousand per month. Pretty steadily going up. The goal here is just to kind of, you know, keep grinding up that population. More craftsmen. Still got a lot of unemployed people in Württemberg. Taking a long time to go up. Let's sort by number of factories. So Rhineland, yes, we definitely need more here. We do not need a sawmill, my friends. In the Rhineland. I do not believe you make any wood. So why would I make a sawmill, buddy? Why would I make a sawmill? I'm gonna close that. Yeah, so we're just going to keep upgrading these, keep these guys fulfilled. I think trying to get more pop in the Rhineland is a very good idea. More artillery and such. Österreich's doing fine. Station Westfalen, yes. Brandenburg, excellent. Now, we do actually have a steel mill and ammunition factory here, but of course the ammunition factory does not get the bonuses elsewhere. So let's just keep grinding this out a little bit. Oh, no, I don't need paper. Oh, dear. Oh well, it's too late now. How are we for machine parts? That's a question. Let's find somewhere that has machine parts factories. My worry is that I've actually got rather few machine parts. In fact, I don't really seem to have any. So far, I am not using them. That's very interesting. Because yeah, like steel mills and stuff. The thing is, as my steel mill production starts shooting up, I'm going to need more and more steel mills. So... But more and more people will begin working in them, so that should be okay. So yeah, we're still fine. We're good here. The Empire of Brazil wants to be a bit more friendly with me, which is great. Hello. How are you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Peru's wrecking Ecuador. Alright, so we are now in a nice little period of peace. We can defend ourselves to an extent. I am going to put some troops on Metz, and then some troops on the Luxembourg front. So now that our western front is now completely covered. With the goal of, you know, survival. We're still building forts. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to put forces on my Italian border because I am pretty certain that's where the next attack is going to come from. Those Italian sods are going to try it on. Sneaky buggers that they are. I might have to give up Trient. Switzerland doesn't really care about anything, so I don't have to care about Switzerland. And Hungary, if Hungary wants to fight me, you go right a freaking head, my friend. You go right ahead. I would actually very much like to conquer Hungary at some point. There are some pretty decent states here and there. Not this one. This is garbage. Actually, no, they're not. They're actually pretty awful. Mostly just wheat. A little bit of coal over here. So yeah, some decent coal there. So if I were to get anywhere, I would prefer that. On the whole, Hungary is a bit sad, but conquering them in general is always fun. Denmark as well doesn't really have a lot, though of course Copenhagen does have 285,000 people for precious goods. So if I were able to destroy them in a single war, I would like that greatly. It's actually a very weird little state because Shetland's just it's only a 2-province state, but I know, Bornholm as well. Bornholm as well. So all I have to do is take that, and then I could also just annex them. That could be fun. But they are in the sphere of the UK, so I will be fighting the UK, but I can probably handle them. Economic sanctions. We've already got economic sanctions. We've had that for a very long time. But okay. That kind of just means that everything's a bit suckier. You know? Just like a little suckier. What we'll do is we'll just balance these guys out, because I really just need troops on the border to get the digging cap. Doesn't matter to me so much if they don't actually win. So it means I can reinforce them, you know. The Italian border is covered, the French border is covered. I have some kind of armies. I'm going to have kind of armies kind of dotting around a little bit. Just kind of everywhere so they can react as necessary. We're kind of just abandoning this area. I very much want to make my borders pretty. Manifest Destiny, Morale and War Exhaustion, nice. I do very much want to conquer a problem, but I'm going to wait until my infamy goes down. So it's going to be a few years. And we're basically, this is now a small period of peace where we can allow our population to climb up. You know, in the past month, we're getting, you know, getting 18,000 people a month. Our population is going to grow by, you know, 1 million in the next few years. So there we go. We just got a massive piece of tax efficiency. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lower taxes for my lower classes and my middle classes, just in general, actually. I'm just going to turn everything off because I'm making a lot of money. Right, and I'm put education at 61. There we go. I'm making a ton of money. There's not a lot of point, you know, taxing people. We also want to take a look at some of our goods. So obviously cotton, we need to buy a lot of that. Dyes. Oddly enough, wool, and that's used by a lot. That's actually only for artisans, that's fine. I don't really care about raw materials. What I can care about is consumer goods. I care about my production of consumer goods. So I'm short on livestock, I'm short on fish. Fruit, grain, actually not too bad. Grain's okay. I mainly just want to make sure that everyone is, you know, hunky-dory. We make enough wine. It's the lower classes that I'm really concerned with. We make enough of that, which is great. Make enough clothes. Make more enough luxury clothes. Make enough. So we're actually fine. We are actually in a really good place. More livestock, I think, oddly enough, would actually be quite a good thing. So just being able to have more, you know, cows and sheep and such would actually make it so we live. So where would we want to conquer that's got cows? These Hungarian lands have cows, don't they? They really don't. Not a lot of cows. It's a bit sad. We just got imperialism. What we can do is we can get positivism now because I want that education efficiency. And it should come pretty quick. I mean, January 63. Yeah, not even a year. So that's good. Civil standard tax efficiency. Look at that. Goes straight up. Bolivia has defaulted. Sorry, I don't care. That's, you know, we're doing really good. And in terms of techs that are likely to happen, we could get Alfred Nobel for explosives, prestige, germ theory for that pop growth. Oof, that'd be nice. Here's this wine production, rubber production, explosives, military hospitals. Okay, it's fine. Great. The next army techs don't happen until 1870s because we're really ahead on that. Really, navy we are extremely behind on. And in a few years' time, I think trying to rush some navy stuff so we can get all this, because the Dark Continent Revolution, counter-revolution, is that's 1880 or 1890 when we get the colonialism. And so we have a few years to kind of start going on that. Consumerism, we're fine. More market regulations could be good. I think just focusing on industry now, like we're behind on our railways quite significantly. So next up is going to be getting some railway techs. We'll get early railway, then we'll get the puddling process. And then probably this for the electric machinery and some of that tea production, and then back to the next railroad. Just so we can keep our railways going. And like railways are so important because, you know, they increase all resources, they increase all factory produced goods, they make moving faster. Considering they're quite a big empire, it's important. And the thing is, there's no one actually. I don't seem to have any investors. I'm not 100% sure why. It is 0.1% capitalist, so I might I'm gonna switch Bohemia to Cap. Oh no, I can't. Not Bohemia. Let's change these guys to intellectuals. And fine. Let's turn off the soldier pop. Let's let soldiers begin to kind of naturally go. And maybe let's try and get some more capitalists together. I like the idea of like increasing, like incentivizing capitalists. Because in my eyes, what that is it's like giving subsidies for like factory ownership on a small scale for like individual businesses and stuff. I think it's really cool. The game is definitely starting to slow down a bit. It's because my country's too big. So there we go, rubber production, but I don't make any. Joseph List, a little bit of prestige. In terms of the Great Power Tract, yeah, the Civil Wars failed. Yeah, that was always going to happen. In terms of Great Power Tract, I am really on the heels of UK. Wow. Germ theory. Boom. Now we can get the next healthcare thing. Germ theory of disease states that some diseases are caused by microorganisms. They are too small to see magnification, invading humans and living hosts. Their growth and reproduction of that host can cause disease. Germ theory is posed in the mid-16th century, and finally supplanted earlier theories such as Galen's miasma theory. What is Galen's miasma theory? The miasma theory is an obsolete medical theory that held diseases were caused by miasma, the air, night air, emanating from rotten organic matter. So basically, you know, if you breathe it, you get sick. The word miasma means pollution. Okay, so that increases our pop growth pretty nicely. It's the little bits that help, you know. Now we're gonna get that railroad, and that should be done. Yeah, look at that, May 64, super quick. There are some bankrupt factories, actually. I think we should probably look at that. Tempted just to open them all. Fine. Dalmatian crane. No, there's no point having unnecessary factories that I have to freaking support. Delegated power, 30 morale. This meant that an officer could temporarily delegate authority to one more subordinates when it came to clearly define area responsibility. This meant he did not have to control everything himself at all times, and he could focus on the important questions. This is actually a really interesting thing for the military, and I would say this definitely came about early in the 1860s, for goodness sake. Actually, no, I would agree that maybe that's actually quite late. So the idea of delegation of power in a military situation is quite a fundamental one now. I mean, you know, you have the idea of officers, and then you have non-commissioned officers, sergeants and corporals and such in terms of a land army. The idea of delegation, true delegation, means that you actually give them responsibilities that are wholly theirs, and that they can make decisions without requiring your approval. I mean, like in the Napoleonic period, you still had sergeants, but typically speaking, sergeants were only really responsible for the morale and the beatings and the, you know, ensuring the soldiers did what the officers told them to. They didn't really have specific jobs and responsibilities. They did what they were told. They did what they had to do and were told to by their officers, but officers made all tactical and military decisions. Oh, wine production. Catalytic fermentative process. The enzymatic hydrolyzation of thermodynamics. Combination was a margarine. Oh, which greatly improved the supply of population of essential unsaturated fatty acids. Oh, look at that, margarine. Biotechnology. So in terms of military application, it's very useful because it means that an officer can look at the bigger picture, but it means that an individual NCO and even those below them can take on specific tasks. And a big part of that came about as the way military changed, or the way battles were changed, because previously, you know, in the Napoleonic period, obviously we're well past the Napoleonic period now, we're in the Victorian period. In the Napoleonic period, what would happen is that individual soldiers held muskets, and muskets are not a useful individual weapon. You can't really fight an individual way. It wasn't towards the end of the Napoleonic Wars that you saw the beginning of light infantry doctrine in around 1812, and I can't remember the name of the officer. I've talked about this before on my channel, but it was heralded by was it Lieutenant General? He died as well in the war, which was quite sad. He would have been really strong. He was really excellent leader and trainer of men. I'm trying to find his name while I'm just sitting here. He set up the light battalion, not the rifle brigade. The Rifle Brigade were kind of part of it, you know, like Sharp and such. The Light Division, yes. Was the Light Division? Who is their general? Sir John Moore Barracks. Robert Crawford, yes. Black Bob. Yeah, he died unfortunately in Ciudad Rodrigo in one of the sieges. But he formulated this kind of very interesting idea of light infantry doctrine. Question concerns, sure. And the idea of individual soldiers having their own capacity for decision making and thought, and that meant that you could allow individual soldiers to make tactical decisions, mostly because they were given rifles, or in the very least were instructed to fight on their own rather than in groups. Still worked in pairs usually, and we still use that today. This is a pretty good event. So we'll do this in the next episode. Do be sure to leave me that in a comment on this video. Let me know what you think of the series. A massive amount of people are watching this series. I love it so much. Do check out twitch.tv/Aldrahill, where I do stream this once a week. Just ask in the comments if you want the exact date, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.